My fabric stash is growing at a rate of knots faster than I can get anything stitched up. So it's time to take stock, fess up and own up to what is in my fabric stash. Hi there, I'm Christine the Gemini Stitcher and welcome to my fabric stash. Today we're going to look through my fabric stash and take a closer look of what I've actually got in there. I've been doing some cubby tidying and colour coded my fabrics, get me, in the hope that it will help me shop my stash more and stop doing that dreaded online shopping. Yes, we all do it. It's a habit. When you're sat in front of the TV at night, or this is me, I have my iPad or my laptop on my knee, and when I get bored with what I'm watching, I go on the iPad and I start looking at, yes, you got it, fabrics. So I've made a huge decision this week and I'm going to actually stop. I'm stopping doing online shopping altogether. I know, I don't know how I'm going to cope, but I will be keeping you in the loop and letting you know if I fall off the wagon. I've tried not buying fabrics at all and that is just nigh on impossible. I love fabric and I don't want to not buy it. I absolutely love fabric. It fills me with joy. But sometimes when we shop online, or certainly when I shop online, I get that adrenaline rush and the excitement when I put everything in my basket. Then I feel a bit guilty when I pay for it. And then there's a gap while you've got to wait for your fabric to arrive, which I find, if I'm honest, a little bit frustrating at times when it takes longer than it should. So then the fabric arrives and I get all excited and I want to open it straight away, and I usually do. Then there's always a little bit of, oh, I didn't know I ordered that, and oh, that's not quite how I thought it was going to be. So I would say if I ordered, say, 10 fabrics, I would probably be a little bit disappointed, if I'm honest, with at least 2 or 3 of them. And they will languish in my stash until 9 times out of 10, I either put them on the swaps table at my social, I put them in my D stash, or I give them away to a friend. So that is wasteful. It's not wasteful in that it is going to a new home, somebody who will love it, but it's wasteful because I spent my hard-earned cash on buying it in the first place. So what's the answer? Well, the start of my answer is to organise my stash. So let's have a look at my stash. It's all colour coded and then I'll come back to you with the stats, the dreaded figures. So I'm going to whisk the camera around and show you my cubbies. Okay, so I have 8 cubbies with fabric in. So these are the top 4, and then we'll come down because down here underneath are another 4 cubbies full of fabric. This is my pink and purple cubby, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fabrics in there, and they're all different types of fabric but put all the colours together. So there's a double gauze there, that one's the fur back sweatshirting, that I got recently. This one at the bottom is a wool that I got from Barry's. So there's 8 of them in the pink range. This is my neutral cubby, my creams, whites and blacks. So there's one black at the bottom there, and that is my Chanel fabric that I got from Abercarn's a good 12 months ago to make a jacket to match my trainers. Not done it yet, but definitely want to get that done this winter. Famous last words. There's some suede there I've had for quite a while, some sweatshirting, some cord there that I got recently from Little Legs Fabrics, some corded sweatshirting there I got from Little Legs at the same time. So that's the cream cupboard. Then this one here is my blues. So I've got a beautiful piece of fabric at the bottom here that I bought off Steph, and it's just waiting for a special occasion to be used, that one. This one is from Sewing Sanctuary and is some French terry. I've got some denims there, some sweatshirting, some cord. There is some soft shell fabric there that I want to make a jacket with. And my recent purchase from my local Abercarn's is some cotton linen there to make a shirt. The fourth cubby up here has got the wool fabric in it that I want to make the Noala jacket from Coralie Bijousson in. It's got the fabric for my Fristira dress, and then all these at the bottom here are different colours and patterns of lining fabrics. So that's cubby number 4. Moving down, cubby number 5 has got lots of greens in. So there is a beautiful viscose fabric there that I want to make the, don't I want to make the Spill the Tea or the other one from, can't remember, forget that. There's some green cord for making some winter trousers, some sweatshirting, a viscose twill there, and this fur fabric at the bottom that I need to make up for this winter into a fluffy warm coat. So cubby number 5. Cubby number 6 has got some beautiful linen on the top that I got from So Different. There's some sweatshirting there that I got from Beyond the Pink Door. This is some brushed back ponte that I got from my local Abercarn's, and then there's some other sweatshirting fabrics and jerseys down there. Cubby number 7 has got all my dark browns in. So there's the fabric there that I want to make the Mitchell trousers in. There's a beautiful velvet fabric there, some viscoses, a viscose linen, and some rust cord at the bottom of there. And then the last cubby has got some stripy French cherries in, some coat check coating fabric, some beautiful snuggly wool fabrics there, and a viscose linen fabric there that I want to make a winter dress in. So what have I actually got in those cubbies? That was a quick whistle stop tour, just so you can see. Do you think I've got a problem? I feel like I have, and I haven't. I have because the fabric stash is starting to grow again. Hello, Lily. Do you think it's growing? Yes. I'm buying fabric quicker than I can make it. So unless I take hold of the reins, rein myself in, start shopping from my stash again instead of online shopping is just going to keep growing. So in the interest of being honest, I've written everything down that's in each cubby, and let's see what sort of fabrics I've got lurking in my Kallax units. So cubby number 1 was the pinks and purple fabrics, and there are 11 fabrics in there. So there's 1 cord, 1 cotton, 3 viscoses, 2 shirting fabrics, 1 boucle, 1 double gauze, 1 wool and 1 soft shell. So a good mix in the pinks and purples, but 11 fabrics just in pinks and purples. Then the next one is the creams, blacks and neutrals cubby. And there are 8 fabrics in this one, so they must be a bit more bulky, mustn't they? So there are 2 sweatshirting fabrics, they're bulky. 1 cord, 1 knit, 2 jersey, 1 wool and 1 linen. So that's 9 fabrics actually, not 8. Oh God, I found another fabric. Help! I need to be getting rid of them, not finding them. So cubby number 3 has got 6 blue fabrics in. There are 2 sweatshirtings, 2 denims, 1 flannel, 1 rib jersey, 1 cord. So that's 7. I found another one, haven't I? Oh my God. Yes. Moving swiftly on. The next cubby is all brown fabrics with 3 viscoses, 1 velvet, 1 twill, 4 knit fabrics, 2 cord fabrics, 2 linens, 2 wool, 1 jersey and 1 French terry. So 18 fabrics in that cubby. Got a lot of browns, haven't I? The dogs are mothering me down here. Sorry if I keep getting distracted, but we're going to keep going. We've started, so we'll finish, won't we, girls? The next cubby has got greens in. So there are 12 green fabrics. 2 viscoses, 1 denim, 2 corduroys, 2 sweatshirting, 1 twill, 1 fur, 3 jerseys and 1 linen. So yes, a little bit of a problem. Now, as well as all those, I've recently put to bed my summer fabrics for the winter, because I won't be using them again until early next year when I start planning spring and summer garments. So I've moved them completely out of the way. But in the interest of being honest, there are 23 more fabrics that are just suitable for spring and summer. So I've got in total 78 fabrics. Now, it is slightly down on the last time I did this, which was at the start of the year, when I had over 80. So it is coming down, but only a smidge. Needs good work on this. Needs a lot of work still, because it's stable, it's not growing over the year, but I wanted to reduce it down by the end of this year, so I've got some work to do. I haven't had to get that number down. I think in my head I'd like to have about 60 fabrics, which may seem like a lot, but it's manageable at that number. So yeah. Am I going to do it? Who knows? So I worked out that I've got 6 months of winter sewing left, which equals about 26 weeks. So if I've got 55 winter fabrics, that means I need to do at least 2 garments per week. So that would be 52, leaving me with a measly 3 fabrics left at the end of the winter. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Not going to happen. And that's without buying any more fabric. Yes, I did say that. Not buying any more fabric. Okay, I'll say it again. That is if I don't buy any more fabric. Oh my God. I think I'm going to have palpitations and go into shock if that happens. We know it won't. So how am I going to try to control what I think is a little bit of a problem? As I said at the start of this vlog, I am not buying any more online fabric. How is that going to help? Well, it'll stop me ending up with fabrics that I don't really like, because the fabrics that I buy will be in-person purchases, and that is the best way to buy fabric. Touch it, feel it, think about what you're going to make with it, make an informed decision instead of scrolling through online shops during the adverts in an evening and filling your basket full of oohs and ahs and just blindly ordering them. That is what I've been doing, and it's got to stop. So I do have shops that I can go to, and I will be doing in-person shopping for, let's say, the rest of this year. Or I'd like to say forever, but we'll see. Let's see how long I can do it for. So I can go to Little Legs Fabrics. They are about a half-hour drive away for me. Beautiful shop. So we'll be going to Little Legs. I have a local Abercarn shop in the centre of Bolton, which is about a 10-minute drive away. It's only a small shop, but it is still a fabric shop. So that's 2. I can get to Empress Mills. That's in Burnley, which is, or Colne, which is, again, about half an hour's drive away. Not too bad. For my quilting fabrics, I can get to Quilters Quarters, and there are a few other shops that are a little bit further afield. Quilters Quarters in Longridge, I can get there in half an hour. So that's covered. Further afield, I can get to Fabworks in Dewsbury in an hour. I can get to Abercarn's in Mostyn, which is a huge Abercarn's. It's the original one and by far the best. And I can get there in an hour. And there must be more shops that I can get to. So if you know of any really good fabric shops that are within an hour's drive of Bolton, let me know and I will add them on the list, because I am going to be doing in-person shopping, and hopefully that will help control the stash. The other thing that I'm going to try and do is do more shopping of my stash when I buy a new pattern. I'm going to be more discerning in my pattern purchases as well. If I see a pattern and I think, oh yeah, oh, it's a new pattern, it's fabulous, I'm going to look at my stash and ask myself, I love this pattern, but have I got any fabric that I can make up in it? And if the answer to that is no, then I really shouldn't be buying the pattern. Do you get my drift? So that's another way that I'm going to try to, one, stop buying new patterns as well, but that's a separate story. We're talking fabrics. And hopefully by doing that, it's not a fabric ban, because quite honestly, I don't think they work. They just make you miserable. They make me miserable anyway. So there's no fabric ban happening, but I'm going to be stopping my online surfing and shopping. And let's see how we get on. So to wrap up, I've done a little fabric stash shopping trip before I started this vlog, and I've pulled out a few fabrics that I know what I want to make, so I thought I'd share them with you now and talk through my plans. So this first fabric I got from, I've not had it long, I got it from nosey. It's a beautiful green stretch denim. I know exactly what I want to make with it, and it's a pair of the Hussard jeans from Maison Fauve. I've made 2 pairs of these before, but they've been cropped versions, so I want to make a full length, ankle length version of the Hussard jeans in this lovely green denim. Now this fabric was an online, they're all online, see, that was online, this is online. This was bought from Wasted Fabrics. They sell their fabrics in 3-metre pieces, so I've got 3 meters of this. Now, I thought this was going to be black. It was sold as black brushed denim. It is brushed, but it's actually dark brown. So I was a little bit, this is one where I thought, that's not what I thought it was going to be. If I'd have been in the shop, would I have bought this fabric? Probably not, because I do want some black quality denim fabric. And this isn't black, it's brown. But I've rescued it from my stash because I want to make a pair of the Osborne dungarees from So Different Patterns. I made a pair in denim last year, wear them loads, and I want to make another pair in this brushed denim that's dark brown. And I'm going to do a little bit of embroidery on it, not sure how I'm going to do it. Last time I did an embroidery across the top band, so I might do the same again. I might do something across the top of the slant pockets, we'll see, but I want to put some detail into it. So that's going to be the Osbornes. This bulky fabric needs using up, it's taking up far too much room in my cubbies. And it is a fur-backed bubble cord in a moss green. Well, sort of a washed out moss green if I'm honest. When I bought this, I've had this over a year. Again, it was one that I was a bit crestfallen. Bought it online, can't remember where from, embarrassingly. But I thought it was going to be a dark green, and it isn't dark green, it's a pale olive, there we go, olive green. So it isn't the colour I thought it was going to be, and again it just got put away. I'm going to get this made up, it's being rescued from my stash, and I'm going to make a shacket for the winter now. I think I've only got about 1.5 meters of this, but I want it to be a longer line shacket. So I'm going to be doing the Barra Studios shacket. There's the Barra Studios shacket, the longer line one, or as long as I can get out of this fabric. Now this one is a very recent purchase from my local Abercarns. Now it was an in-person purchase. I went in there and they had a load of the ribbed jerseys in plain colours, and this is super soft. If I'd have seen this online, would I have bought it? Probably not. I'd have thought it's a bit boring, if I'm honest. But it's a beautiful colour of green. It's really practical, super soft to feel, and this again is why in-person shopping is going to be my saviour. I'm convinced of it now, because this just feels so snuggly, and I am going to probably make the Nico top that can be a brilliant layering garment over the winter, and this is going to be a workhorse in my winter wardrobe. And then last but definitely not least is this beautiful flannel check fabric. I got this from Oh So Crafty when we went down to Worcestershire last March. So this again was an in-person shop purchase. Love it, but just wasn't sure what pattern to make up in it. And sometimes it's a good idea to leave things languishing in your stash and wait for the right pattern to come along. And that's what's happened with this one, because Itch to Stitch have just brought out a new hooded jacket with a zip front. I can't remember the name of it. I'll pop it down below. I've snaffled that pattern up. There'll be some pics of it here, and I can just see this made up in that. It's not a loose fitting jacket because it's got princess seams down the front which give it a little bit more shape, and hopefully, well, I'm thinking it's going to take this lumberjacky looking fabric and elevate it and make it quite a smart jacket for the autumn for layering up. So there we go. Fessed up, total honesty, I'm a fabric addict, which, hey, we knew already, didn't we? But I am trying to take control. I'm attending Fabric Addicts Anonymous, and hopefully fessing up to you guys, showing you the state of my stash, telling you exactly how many fabrics I've got in it, and we will review it again in the new year and see where I'm up to. Have I managed to reduce my stash from 78 down to 60? So I need to either make 18 garments and not buy any fabric. Not gonna happen, is it? Because while you're watching this, I'll be in Barcelona, and guess what I'll be doing? I'll be buying some fabric. But we'll see. I'm going to try and be discerning with my purchases, and then after that, the next big trip isn't until Harrogate Knitting and Stitch at the end of November. So we'll see how many fabrics I've managed to reduce my stash by for then, and then that will influence me how many I can actually purchase at the Knitting and Stitch in November. So I've either got to do a shed load of sewing, work from 6 in the morning till 12 at night and get some of this shifted, or I won't be buying any fabric at the Knitting and Stitch show in November. Can't see that happening, can you? So I hope you've enjoyed noseying in my nooks and crannies and seeing what my stash is currently looking like. Let me know, do you think it's out of control? Do you think that not doing online shopping is going to help me control my stash? Or do you think it's a waste of time and I'm just a complete addict? I know, I am really. But I'm going to try. Are you going to try this with me? Is your fabric stash getting out of control? Are you like me and guilty of doing too much online shopping and ending up with fabrics that you don't love and they get stuck in a cupboard? Wherever you hide all your naughty fabric online purchases, the oopsies, let me know. and we will work through this together. So put in the comments below how many fabrics you've got right now in your stash. And then in the first week in January, we're going to do the same thing again together and see how we're all doing. So if you want to join in, comment below. I will put all your names onto a spreadsheet with your fabric quantities, and then we will do it all again in January, guys, and we'll see who's doing the best. You don't have to do like me and not do online shopping. Figure out your own way of controlling your stash. But for me, just doing in-person shopping is much more enjoyable. There's less chance of me ending up with fabrics that I don't love, and hopefully that will help reduce my stash. So let's do it together, guys. Let's take control of our stash. Let's stop doing splurge online shopping and see how we get on in January. Take care, shop your stash, don't shop online, and let's see if they reduce. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.